so we could get,
19.
sorry, yeah, 19 years
Yeah.
out of the, of this, at least 19 to 20 years.
Can I back you up on one? I
Yes,
think I
ma'am.
got mixed up in my brain.
Sure.
Are you talking 2 vehicles in for detention?
The sheriff and I would, yes, but we wouldn't be buying the, let me rephrase that. The sheriff has a vehicle that we could use for, she would turn into a detention vehicle for small transports.
Okay.
And then we would need the van for our actual transport
The
vehicle.
big ones?
Yes, ma'am. And then she has her 2 vehicles that she needs for the deputies.
So what total cost are we looking at?
For mine, like I said, for the detention center, you're looking at 19.9, for the van. And then the quotes, here, for what she got for hers.
And I think we should keep them both separate since they are separate funds
Yes,
now.
ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
And that'll maybe help with our clarity too, keeping those separate.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is yours?
If you won't mind, I'm gonna give you these. The patrol vehicles,
Just give me the bottom line.
they're roughly 41,000 apiece.
Sheriff? Sorry to interrupt. That includes decals, full
Yeah.
install, ready for the road, absolutely positively.
There.
Bring them from Great Falls and they go to work.
That's done.
So,
So I can give you this if you want, it's an extra printout.
yeah,
I think that's pretty much what we had before too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the same price.
Yeah, and, yeah.
so we're talking basically 100 grand,
Approximately. Yes,
give or
ma'am.
take.
Yes, ma'am.
It's pretty much in your rotation that you gotta go through anyway.
So which vehicles would you take out of?
It would be one of the Chevy Impalas and then a 2008 Durango.
Is it your Durango? You're spoiled.
She's sort of attached to that.
Mine's a 2005.
Oh, okay.
How many miles are on that 2000 should be trading in, and the same with the other, was it the Impala, did you say?
The Impala, back when we did this, had 91,000, that would be going to him.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the Durango had 120.
It's closer to 130 now, Sheriff.
Yeah.
So would you only have one vehicle to trade off?
No, we did
2002 Crown Vic.
well, it's a 2004
Now whose cars are those?
ours.
Yeah, right, but who drives those?
Crown Vic,
The Crown Vic, we're using it for
the
the
short.
part-timers.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, yeah, and the Impala is Brandon's.
Thought he had,
No, he has a car.
pick up when he had the dog?
Yes, which is now my pickup.
Oh, okay.
How many miles are on that 2004 Crown Vic?
105.
And how many miles are on the one that's going in detention?
90.
I think it's,
Yes.
91, I think you just said.
How many do you have in there?
Yeah.
recently it was at 91, but it's a daily driver within the patrol division, so that number's gonna change. But it should be closer to 92, but no more than 93.
And Brandon's maintained it very well. I mean,
Yeah, he takes care of it.
so it would be an asset. It wouldn't be something where we'd be sticking a lot of money in his attentions.
Well, and would you use it that much?
Not as much as the van.
Right.
It would be more, like I said, more doctor's appointments to Helena or things like
Right
that.
over here to the.
Yeah, to the dentist, yeah. We don't wanna start the van and take someone to the dentist down the block. So,
You can't walk them over there.
yeah,
You can't?
no, we have to actually transport them.
A block.
Yes, ma'am,
Well, if they slip.
yeah. Or get hit by a car, eventually. So,
Wow. And it makes sense,
yeah.
you know.
They would prefer to walk because they don't get outside very often, but we just don't allow it.
Okay, thanks. I can have this. I'll take this down for the minutes.
All right.
And this goes with that,
So do you guys want to address these right now with these guys here, or all the Pills requests all at once?
I should get this while they're here.
In case
Isn't
of
today you gotta get
questions.
that
What's that?
into Bison?
We'll do that after we have a motion in a second.
But
so.
no, I see,
Well,
do
so you
them all.
guys get,
Do
make a
these
decision.
guys
you
while
gotta
they're
get
here, so.
Right.
Order questions.
That's, I thought something by the
All right.
15th, was
Yeah,
you had to get it in there.
right now.
Yeah, I just didn't hear you. All right, so,
Are you doing them
regarding-
separate?
yeah, how about regarding the sheriff's office first? Any further discussion from you guys?
Well, I would, make a motion that we go with her request. It's following to her regular rotation of vehicles anyway, so.
And then we'd be doing 2 vehicles every year then?
That would be my suggestion, yes.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to go ahead and grant Brenda $82,000 from PILT to fund 2 new vehicles from Bison Ford. That includes all the decals. As far as discussion goes, we do have a question from Tim. Go ahead.
Yes, Madam Chair, in the interest of keeping our business local when possible, certainly understanding that the facility at Bison is able to put the stickers and the lights and everything into the car and certify. What is the difference in cost of sending that vehicle out if we purchase it from Broadwater Ford versus doing the one-shop stop in Bison? Is there a difference in cost there? And Tara, I guess the question is directed to Brenda, but I'm looking at if there's a big difference in cost between going to the one-shop stop versus
What you're
farming it out.
wondering is Brenda, did you get a quote from Broadwater Ford?
I didn't even get a quote from Broadwater Ford. The issue is making sure that it's certified.
Right.
And that certificate, if we get called into court, was the huge,
Oh, I understand everything has to be certified when you put that stuff together.
and where they were gonna have it installed, was actually where we used to purchase from, and was not cost effective to us,
Okay,
because we were continuously going back to have that work redone.
okay, quality.
Nor
Nor
were
that on the year or two lower.
the secondary hand agency that we dealt with in the past, none of their installers were certified.
Yeah.
ASC certified for those pieces of equipment, AKA the radar and the video system, in turn that could be called into case law and questioned as if it was installed by a certified technician. Whereas Bison Ford can not only guarantee that, we get the warranty for the equipment itself from the manufacturer, but we also get an additional warranty from Bison Ford because it was installed by a factory-trained technician. And we get the Ford guarantee also. So it's a win-win across the board. It's a one-stop shop. And we also meet the parameters for certified installation on all equipment, regardless if it's the radar, camera, or the cage system, or anything to that effect.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
One more question. How soon would you have vehicles arrive from Tyson Ford?
By the end of the year.
I've talked with Kirk, he's our sales representative up there, he is the one person in charge of that entire division. If we have the order in today along with our trade-in details, pictures, information, that order will be placed by the end of the week, and we should have those vehicles in service no later than December 30th.
All right, does that answer your question, Tim?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. A couple of things that I just want to address. I think the plan for this year that you've put together is a good, sound one. As far as the number of miles, the fact that you're going to be paying a lot more in maintenance because of those miles, you guys drive your vehicles a lot different than we do. Mine's a 1996 with almost 250,000 miles. I'm not in law enforcement. I don't need the reliability that you guys do, so that's apples to Chunkies. It doesn't combine. So as far as your needs, that's totally different. You guys need a reliable vehicle that is in top-notch shape at all times. Excuse me. As far as the cost of maintenance, as you get those miles, it's just money down a hole. This is more of an investment for your department at this point. As far as this being an automatic thing we look at every year and just get you 2 new vehicles, each year it's gonna have to be justified. I don't see that as just an automatic, personally. And certainly, you know, I could be outvoted. But this year, I think you have made the argument with what you've brought forth. So with that, any other comments, questions? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, as far as
I
the
want to ride,
detention.
but I don't want the lights on.
And not in the back.
Not in the back.
The other thing too, Brenda, is I back to the every 2 years automatically getting 2 new cars. I think that you will find that your miles will come down, having the cars used illegally by the reserve deputies. I think that that's gonna leave a little bit of a sour taste in the public's mouth, and it should. They were not well served in that, because it's against the law. It may have been convenient, but it was not legal. So that's another thing that we're gonna have to be cognizant of, and I think that's probably what added to more and more miles being piled on than maybe would have in a given year. So, I just want, I guess, the public to know that we're addressing that as well. So, with the plan for the detention center, that request is for $19,919 for a new van with a trade-in. Any other thoughts, comments on that?
I do.
All right.
So will this come or not with decals
No,
and
ma'am.
everything?
I'll have to decal it, and then what I will do is take it to, Land Tamer. Is that the name of the company? For them to install a cage.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it'll have to be almost custom for what we need. For a cage in the back to separate the inmates from their property, they can't have access to that. And then a cage right behind the driver and passenger.
So would you have to do behind each seat?
No, ma'am.
What's this setup, windows, do you have to have security, is this
I
got
would
windows
have,
in it?
it does. We would have to darken the tint, sort of like what we did already with the
And
trans.
the,
The nice thing is the vehicle that Sheriff Ludwig is already set up. That vehicle is good to go. It already has the
Yeah.
privacy glass in it because it was once the dog. So it really already had the dark tint. We'll have to go in and get it tinted darker. And then also, like I said, take it in to do the cages.
You don't have to do radar and all that?
No, ma'am. The only thing that we'll have to put in it is the radio.
there you go. And you have to screen the
And we
windows.
should have,
Yes, ma'am.
we should have a radio.
Yes, sir, sorry, sorry.
Available.
Yes.
That makes sense.
It I'm guesstimating it should be about $1,000 to Mantamer, and they do a phenomenal job out there,
Phenomenal. And again, it's local.
Mhm.
fabricating that stuff. They do.
I
He
didn't know
did
they
it.
did that kind of thing.
Huh?
I didn't realize they did that kind of
Oh,
thing.
he did a phenomenal job on
Yeah,
Brandon's.
It's amazing what they can do.
Hmm.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So,
I'll make a motion that we grant to detention center a new van for cruising around.
chauffeur him.
Yeah, chauffeur van. You need one of those little black hats.
Exactly.
I'll second that.
Yeah, it's been moved and seconded to grant the detention center the $19,919 for the new detention center transport van. Any public questions, comments on this, any discussion? Tim?
Just real quick, Madam Chair, the estimated $1,000 or whatever to refurbish the van to meet the needs, is that going to be within the budget of the detention center, or is that coming as an additional expense that we need to address?
If you would like, yeah.
We have that money in the budget
Thank you.
underneath our vehicle maintenance.
Thank you.
With that, when we met with your staff, I don't know that you were there, either of you, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and talked with the detention center staff about what could be done to save the detention center. One of the things that was brought up by this commission was, okay, can we do camp transport? And I am very proud of what you've done in turning around that detention center. This is exactly what we asked you to do,
Sure.
and you're doing it, and now you're doing it to a greater degree. You know, you've got the people in there, which is saving the citizens who do not have to pay to incarcerate our own people because others from out of county
Right.
are. This is also saving you maintenance, and it's a capital investment that is obviously long-term. You're looking at $1,000 a year if you extrapolate that over the
Yes.
19 years, so this is an easy vote. So with that, I will call for the question. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have a
Yes.
question off
Yes,
the
ma'am.
record. There was a bill come through not too long ago for Search and Rescue's new pickup
Yes, ma'am.
for new tires. Didn't it come with new tires on it?
It did, but they were highway tires. And actually Casey gave us a trade-in for the tire we needed, so it was way less than it could have been.
Okay.
But we needed at least 10-ply tires on there, and it just came with regular street highway tires.
I figured
So-
there must be something, but I just,
And that's common when you buy a new vehicle, they don't come with the off-road heavy-duty tires.
now these vehicles that you're just buying, will they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't need it, because we're not going to the mountains with the inmates, so we're good with the highway tires.
Unless you specifically order them that way, that's the way you'll purchase them. They'll come with, I'd say cheaper tires, but that's the way they're,
Your new
Less
vehicles
quality.
come ready to go,
Yeah.
don't they? Yeah, that's nice.
so.
And so what's for lunch over there today?
You know, I don't know. I had a doctor's appointment this morning,
You should
so.
cook them.
I think I have extras, I can bring you guys over at lunch.
Actually, we should come over and have lunch with you and
Yes.
your staff one
Yeah,
day.
that'd be great.
Test
They
it.
had pancakes this morning.
Yeah, I had pancakes, and then the other morning they had
Cheerios.
waffles, so. They're not bad at all.
I was talking to one of the detention officers the other day. The truck was here. Comes Monday at noon, because I was leaving, and so I said, so what are the inmates thinking? They seem to like it, so.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot less complaints than I anticipated, so it's been a good
Except
move
for
for
when
us.
they go back to Kruger. they-
Exactly.
And they bring those meals down there now. Geez, that good.
Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank
You
I really
bet.
appreciate
Keep
it.
up the good work, you
Thank you, guys.
All right, next, we have two requests. The next one is from the hospital for the October loan payment for the, loan that State Bank gave them, a couple of years ago for $400,000 to, keep their doors open.
I thought he was coming back.
He was gonna have Jenny come, I don't see Jenny here. Do you wanna table this till we have Jenny? They'll be here on the 29th. It is due by the end of the month, we do have time. Wanna table it, or do you wanna take care of it now?
I would like to talk to him.
Okay.
Maybe I know him, but
No, that would be fine. We did get an update last week, but they are gonna be here on the 29th for a full update. So, we'll just table this until then, how's that?
sounds good.
Okay. And the next request we have is from the Broadwater Rod and Gun Club. What they need, they're asking for $10,000. And this is to do repairs on the Canton Lane building. It's an indoor range, and it is used for 4-H clubs, hunter safety classes, Boy Scouts, Broadwater Sheriff's Department, and they are in dire need of some repairs to that building. They have also been gracious enough to hold forums, debates, meetings, trainings for Red Cross. So they do an awful lot out there beyond just their own personal mission. It really is a community center for the entire community.
Did they say what the upgrades would be?
Let's see.
Probably some of the ventilation system, I would guess.
No, it doesn't say specifics as to what they are.
Okay.
This did go to the trust board, and they did get some other grants with the trust board, but the trust board did feel this one should come to us. We do use PILT for, again, capital expenditures. Repairing a building does fit for that, as well as capital investments or unforeseens. They will be closing the building if they don't get the repairs made. So, if you guys would like, we can certainly ask Steve Leatherman, who's the chairman, to come, or we could make this vote now. It is $10,000 that they're requesting. They've been a good partner,
Yeah,
is
it's been
my
a very
opinion.
good part. I would so move.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to grant the Rod and Gun Club the requested $10,000 for repairs to their buildings. Is there any public comment on this? Alan?
I guess it's about the question or the comment you made that it's not really sure what repairs are needed. So would it be a little more efficient if somebody from that representative from that group would be here to answer the question of what needs to be repaired?
What we can do, I would suggest instead, is include a letter that says we would like a list of what the repairs are, and before we sign off on those, we would have to have that list. But I don't think there's any reason we should withhold approval of the repairs. Does that meet with your approval?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ellen, we will be addressing that. Any other questions, comments? All right, anything more from the board? I'll call for the question. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, we will get them a letter ASAP and let them know.
I'd say we spent a little money today.
We did. The thing is, yeah, people will look at it and say, you know, we just spent money, because of course you've been hearing that out there. But the thing is we have to invest in our county. We have to invest in certain capital expenditures so that our people can do their jobs and do them safely and provide certain services to the citizens. Public safety today was top of the list. The services that the Rod and Gun Club offers to the citizens are invaluable, depending on what your particular area of enjoyment is in the county. If you're taking your children hunting for the first time, hunting safety can be very important. So,
You're just lucky to have PILT to cover this stuff.
well, it is, yeah, and you know, we all know the history of PILT. We've talked about it a number of times. Fly-in for PILT, every county every state is sending representatives, county commissioners, and their associations to DC for the fly-in to discuss PILT with their various congressional districts. PILT is relied on by 1,192 counties across the US.
How many?
1,192 at last count. And the vast majority of those counties use PILT just to balance their budgets. They don't have the same ability we do to use it for capital expenditures. So if Congress did decide to overturn 2 acts of Congress, which is what it would take to get rid of PILT, which is a near impossibility today, they'd be looking at a lot of counties going bankrupt. Now you're talking about some pretty stiff PR problems for congressmen from every state in the union. So the scare tactics that we're losing PILT, unfounded. They've been made for, John Flynn before his passing said they had been made every single year he served here, so there's 35 at least. We certainly don't know what each year will be funded, but as long as we continue to use it wisely and continue to carry over about our $300,000, we can continue to wisely invest in our county and make sure that our employees have what they need to do the job for our citizens. So, yeah, I just don't think PILT should be used as a scare tactic. So any other comments, questions, anything for the good of the order?
Not I.
All right, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming. Oh, and as of what, June 30th, we have 1.1 million in PILT, so we spent about 10% today.
Okay.